Welcome to Clunkers and Classics. Okay, we're going to talk about tariffs today, mostly affecting the auto parts. The tariff situation has been convoluted and screwy from day one. Up and down just today, 20 minutes ago. Tariffs went up on Vietnam to 20%. It started months ago when the Liberation Day, where all these high tariffs were imposed on all the countries. Stock market didn't like it. Nobody liked it. He dropped it to 10% for everybody, and for 90 days. And 90 days are going to be up here in a few days. So now he's upping that 10% to different levels. It looks like Japan's going to get a big tariff on them as well. That's in the news. We got tariffs on steel and aluminum, and that just doubled from 25 to 50% last week, I think. So it's up and down. Okay, so I bought a couple $1,000s worth of parts for this Camaro a few months ago. Oh, that was the auto parts tariff. 25% on any auto part from any country coming in. And I assume that includes the 10%, which is going to be a lot more. So how, so some say, oh, it won't affect prices. But you got Walmart saying they will affect prices and we got to up our prices. Trump comes back, no, you got to eat the prices. How can they eat a 30% tariff from China when their profit margin is only 3%? They can't eat 30%. They got to pass it on to consumers. You got AutoZone saying, we have no choice. We got to pass on the... So all these companies, that's what they're doing. They're all don't know what to do either. They whether to move the factory somewhere else or whatever. But anyway, let's just concentrate on what I'm going to concentrate on is the parts that I bought, so you can see firsthand. So I think it was May 3rd. I used to know all the dates, but like I said, it's so convoluted now. It's a jumbled mess, all the dates and all that stuff. So when the 25% tariff was imposed, yeah, it takes effect May 3rd, but when does that actually get passed on through the chain to consumers? Well, what you can do, what a lot of companies did, like Walmart, for example, a lot of other companies, they loaded up on stuff. They bought as much stuff as they could warehouse, and then they'll sell that. So that'll linger on for months after the tariffs are already imposed, and people think, oh, prices didn't go up. Well, once that supply runs out and they got to buy more supply, then you'll see a dramatic shoot up. So right now it's been 2 months since the 25% auto tariffs. And how I can check is I buy most of my stuff through eBay. So I just go in what I previously bought. Like we'll take example, this quarter panel. I go in there and I paid, let me see, I got everything written down here. Right quarter panel, I paid $248 for it. So I can click that, and then it'll bring up the current auction, or listing, I always say auction because of eBay, the current listing and what the price is. So 2 months ago it was $247. Now it's no, $248, and now it's $257. The left was $255, now it's $267. Okay, see, some on some stuff I bought haven't gone up. Now that doesn't mean this is going to stay at this price either. This could keep going up and up and up. This is what it's at currently. 2 months. Today's July 2nd. So the cowl, I got it in my shed. This metal piece from the dash, well, you can see this all rotten. I bought a new piece. Maybe we'll go in the shed here. Paid $77. That is now $84.62 right now. There was a rear brace for the trunk to latch down on. That was $37. That's now $47. The right outer wheel well was $63. Now it's $66.32. Right toe board, part of the floor, was $65. Now it's $71.45. The little fillers underneath here, the trunk floor extensions, $29. Now it's $37.99. Okay, I bought these mirrors for the van. 2 brand new mirrors. They were $41.99 when I bought them. Now they're $50.35. Okay, I bought a set of headers for the Camaro, which is supposed to have been gone July 1st, but delay on the shipper, I don't know when he's coming, that I never put on. The set of headers was $107.88. Now they're $118.67. Also, I bought a set of shocks for that. They were $85.97. Now they're $116.95. And they're Monroe, made in USA. So go figure, USA stuff is going up. Okay, I bought this camera, which I haven't even opened yet. This is the kind of camera I got, but I don't know what. This is the newest model, I think, or the second newest. TJ Osmo Action. I bought that a couple months ago, $240.45. Now, $299. Okay, and then I made a clip of some of the things in the Camaro I'll put on right after this, because I thought it was going to be shipped out, so I just made a quick video of some parts, other parts I bought through that. So that's real life parts increases, guys, and that's just for 2 months. It just came on the news today also that the dollar has weakened the most at the beginning of the year, the most in 50 years. It's gone down 10% this year. So when the dollar weakens 10%, that means stuff that comes in is going to cost 10% more. So we got that on top of the tariffs, the fluctuating, convoluted tariffs. So yeah, it is affecting, prices are going up. I'm going to keep my eye on other stuff, because I still got a lot of stuff to buy for this. I just don't want to buy everything at once. I got my eye on, like, the rear bumpers, 161 or 181. I got all this stuff written down. I'll probably buy that and brackets and stuff like that as soon as I can. But I need to buy the front bumper, I need to buy a grill, I need tons and tons of all the interior. But I don't want to spend all that money at once. So I can keep y'all updated, but that's the situation. These cars are going to be costing a lot more to fix up, rebuild. Luckily, this car is worth a lot of money. But if you get a cheaper car, IROC, El Camino, you can't be spending, you know, whatever the increases are, $500, $1,000, $1,500 more than what you would have spent on it because of tariffs. So a lot of these cars are probably not going to be worth fixing. I do it anyway, but the other way is to buy parts cars. You know, I bought 2 parts cars for this one. Can't buy any parts cars for these because there's parts cars are thousands of dollars. Bought a couple of parts cars for this one. Had a parts car El Camino, parts car 77 Chevelle, stuff like that. But then again, you know, your parts car is not going to provide every part you need, and it's always those little stuff there that have gone up 10-20 bucks that you got to buy. So it's not a foolproof way of saving money, but you can save quite a bit. The heater core I bought for this, that's what I had written down. $33.15. It is now $44.68. Is there anything else? There's probably some more stuff I forgot to write down. But yeah, anyway guys, that's the situation. The prices are going up. They are being passed on to consumers. Other countries are not paying them. They never did pay them. Importers, U.S. companies importing stuff from other countries, pay it. Walmart, when they import stuff from China, Walmart pays it, not China, Walmart. So Walmart passes that on to us, the consumers. So that's the facts. Anybody that says otherwise is you're just being lied to. But can the manufacturer company in China lower their prices? Yeah, they can lower their prices, but they're already at rock bottom. You know, they can't absorb 30% things. Can the shipper lower the prices? They could, to save money, but the fact is the shippers are raising their prices. So there's not very many ways to save money from importing products to come here. You got the manufacturer overseas, you got the shipper, and then you got here warehouses fees and dock worker fees, stuff like that to unload it, transport it, trucker fees. None of them are going to lower their prices. A couple other things I'll add. My brother works for a trucking company, and I don't know exactly what his job is. He was over here last week, and he was mentioning there was a record number of truckers just dropping the trucks off. I guess the trucks are owned by the company, and that they come in, and my brother's job is something to do with getting the keys back, taking the truck back, stuff like that, something to do with the drivers. And he said there's a record number of drivers just coming in, throwing their keys at him and saying, "I'm done, I'm out of here." And so I asked him, well, why is that? I said, don't they get paid? He says, well, what they get paid by is that, you know, they're on the road, so they got to wait for loads. everywhere. You know, you go to whatever city and you just got to wait there for a load. You can't do nothing else. You can't go home or anything. So they only get paid by the load that they carry. So they got to wait. They're spending an enormous amount of time just waiting on loads instead of actual driving and making money. And I said, well, what was your company? Is it transporting goods from overseas? And he says, yeah. He goes, that's pretty much it. So they're transporting stuff from the Gulf of Mexico to cities and stuff like that when they get unloaded. Yeah, he said a couple of them said, I'm only making $500 to $600 a week. I can't live on this. I got to quit. Another one, he says I'm only making $800 a week. I can't live on this. Here's the keys. Adios. So it's, you know, that's my own experience on it from my brother, and he's a big Trump guy, so he was just telling the truth. My sister worked at an airlines. They slowed down so much because tourism is down so much. She had to quit and work at another airlines that is a little bit busier. So you got that on top of tariffs and stuff. So that's what I know about. I just wanted to relay all this to you. This is real life stuff. This isn't watching the news, being brainwashed by the news on what to think and what to believe. This is real life stuff here. I'm actually buying stuff. So thought I'd just pass all that on to you guys. Okay, go over a few parts that I bought for this car. The seat covers, they're not cheap. I paid up for them. They're not just, they're padded and everything else. They look really good. Okay, before the auto parts tariffs, they were $152.07. Right now, $192.07. So they went up 40 bucks. Brand new tires I bought for these. 225 60/16s. I forget where they were made, but if you follow along, you'll know. Might have been Vietnam or something. Anyway, they were, when I bought them, 6609. Exact same tire now through the same dealer. Seller, $74.99. They went up almost 9 bucks. The weather stripping kit, which was the door weather strip, roof weather strip, and I think the trunk was $136. Now $152. So that's just some of the parts that I bought for this car. Okay guys, I just thought I'd add the clip of the stuff from the Camaro. We're still waiting on the shipper to come get that. I emailed Ray or Jay and asked him when the shipper's coming, and he's, well, I'll get a hold of him and let you know. So I haven't heard anything back. Okay, so also in this video we'll address, I made a post of my friend Art. Now, if you don't know the story, I worked on the car about 10 years ago. He brought it over here. He paid for new floors and new trunk, new floors, stuff like that. And I told him the whole car body's rusted out because I didn't realize that at the time, but he bought it brand new. But he drove on the beach in South Texas there in the Gulf of Mexico. And every day he drove on the beach. Well, it got all that salt air and stuff and started rotting out the roof. Quarters, everything was just rotted out. And had been bonded up several times, which was kind of hiding stuff. But once I started working on it, I said, your whole car's screwed up. So anyway, I don't want to repeat everything, but I told him he needed all these body parts or a parts car. So it sat around here for another 9 years, and one excuse after another. About every year he'd call, and come up with an excuse. So finally, after 9 years, he goes, "Oh, do you want to buy it from me?" So I bought it from him for $750. And then I had a parts car, so I fixed it all up the way you see it now. And then after I fixed it up, I sent him some pictures, and he goes, "Oh, I want to buy it back. I want to buy it back." So he comes up here, gives me $3,000. We agreed on $11,500, and then he gave me $3,000 down. Said he'll have the rest in a couple of months. Well, I didn't realize it, but it's been 9 months. So he calls me up yesterday, and says, "Well, now there's a road runner. He was on my Avalanche. Now he's on the roof over there. Little road runner. See him?" So now I'm not going to say he's lying or anything, but he said his son died in a car wreck. Him and his buddy was driving. I don't think he'd lie about that, but he said it happened 2 months ago, and now he needs money. He mentioned that, and he mentioned something about buying a house. I don't know what house, whether it's a flip house or something, but he lives in a pretty nice house with a rich woman, older woman. He lives pretty good from her. So, because he's a plumber by trade, but he does plumbing kind of on the side, and he was working at Home Depot. I'm not sure what he's doing now. He's old enough to be on Social Security, but so anyway, he needs money. "Oh, can you give me back the $3,000? I said, "What?" I said, it hasn't been almost a year now, Art." "Oh no, it's only been a couple of months." So when I looked back on the bill on YouTube, it said 9 months ago. And I said, "Art," so he wants money back because he needs money. I said, "No." I said, "I'll tell you what I'll do. Whenever I sell it, I'll give you the $3,000 back." "Oh, whoa, can you send me half of it?" "Send it." He doesn't even. He lives in Grand Prairie, Texas. Probably hour and a half, 2 hours with traffic. See, he didn't even want to come up here to get half. "Oh, can you send me half of it, $1,500? I said, "No, Art." I said, "You're lucky I'm gonna even offering to give you the $3,000 back." I said, you paid a deposit." "Oh, don't do me like that. We've been friends." And I said, "Well, like I said, I'll give you the $3,000 when I sell it." Oh, so anyway, that's the situation. But anyway, it's been sitting there 9 months. I haven't even started it. I know there's no battery in it. So if anybody's interested in it, I still get some comments, but people watching this build and said, "Oh, I wanted to buy it till you said you needed over $10,000 for it." Well, I don't know what people expect to build a whole car like this and sell it for cheap. But I'm thinking about $12,000. If somebody wants to come up with $12,000, got a title. Art's a one owner. Got the title. All the body panel is all rust free now. New quarter panels. The engine runs great. It just had a 2-barrel, 352 barrel. Put an intake and a 4-barrel on it, new one. And I put new front tires on it. Left the wide ones on the back. But I got the new headers, straight dual exhaust with the 1-chamber muffler, so she's kind of loud. Refresh the interior, bunch of stuff. So if anybody's interested, $12,000. You can go ahead and watch the video series on this. If you want to know all the details on it, lots of little stuff I added on there. Steering wheel and something. You put stereo and speakers and just all kinds of stuff to it. So yeah, if anybody's interested, just let me know. My email stuff is in the video description. So that's the story on it, guys. I'm sorry about his son being killed, if that's what happened, but that, you know, that was the reason Art give to want his money back. And I said, well, that was 2 months ago. What about before that? Because then that would have been 7 months that he came and gave me the $3 grand. So for 7 months, and all of a sudden he has an excuse. So, and see, when he come over and give me that $3,000 9 months ago, he got it from his woman who was in the car with him, and she grabbed it out of her purse and had it in a bank envelope thing. So it was her money that he was getting $3,000 from her to give me the deposit. So, you know, I don't know what the deal was. He probably said, oh, give me $3,000 to buy it back, I'll pay the rest. But he never even came up with it, never even called me for 9 months, no, nothing. So, yeah, he just said to sell it. And, oh, then he says, well, you know, I bought it to give to my son, but now he's dead. And he, you know, the whole time I've known him, I don't think he's mentioned a son. He's mentioned a daughter, but I don't remember him mentioning a son. And especially when he bought it back, he never mentioned he was buying it for a son. He was buying it for himself, because this was his car for forever. So I don't know, he's making up excuses like that. Even if his son did die, he was making up excuses that, oh, I bought it for my son, but now he's not around and all that. So, but anyway, like I said, I don't know what to believe about the guy. Believe what he says anymore. But anyway, yeah, I guess eventually I'll put a battery in it, put some fresh gas in it, move it around, drive it around, and take some more pictures of it maybe and advertise it. But if anybody wants it for now, it might be a little while before I get to it. But okay, I guess that's it. Subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, share, all that stuff. And we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching. Okay guys, today's July 1st. This video is for Jay. It's supposed to be picked up today. It's noon. Haven't heard anything. So I don't know. But we'll just go over some last minute deals on it. I know one thing I forgot. So when you start it up, just pump the gas pedal. I mean, if you haven't started it up in a while. Now, that squeal, it won't do it again. Because when you first start it up, I think it's the power steering belt, or the power steering pump is out of alignment a little bit. They put on a new power steering pump and hoses and all that. And I messed with it a little bit, but because I could see it was off, the alignment of the belt. So I don't know what you want to do about that. But like I said, it won't do it after it's running. And see, it's idling now with no gas, but it's got a little hesitation. I don't think the carburetor's hooked up to or the choke is hooked up to the carburetor, or it's not working or something. So it'll just take a minute or so. Just feather the gas pedal. And after it warms up for just about a minute, it'll be fine. Okay, the one thing when I had this dash apart, this little indicator here, the little orange-red indicator, it hooks up with the little cable that hooks to this column underneath here. And when you pull this shifter here to reverse, neutral, drive, it moves that little cable, because the column, see when I put it, see how the column moves when you put it in gears reverse. Oh, see, it'll die. It needs to warm up for a minute. So there's a little screw, and that cable hooks onto that column, and it just turns. It'll pull that down. Well, when I hooked it all up, put the dash together and everything, and it worked, but it seemed like it was binding up on something. So I didn't want to risk it breaking, so I just undone that screw there and disconnected the cable. So basically this indicator here is not going to work. Just, you know, down one is reverse, next one is neutral, and then next one's drive, and then second, and then first. It's pretty simple, but and mechanically, I don't think I really did much to it. You have to go through the videos, but I didn't do a tune-up or oil change or anything on it. I mean, the oil looked good, and it seemed to run good, but if you wanted to do all that, you can do it, because I haven't done it. I think that's about it. And it's just a 2-barrel on there. I was going to swap a 4-barrel and an intake, but I never did. So it's just a little 2-barrel on there. It was hesitating a little bit worse, and I adjusted the timing and stuff on it, so it's better. Said once it's warmed up, it shouldn't hesitate or stall or anything. But anyway, we'll whenever the carrier gets here, I'll drive it up there to him and let him load it. And that's it. There's no dents or scratches or anything on it. So like I said, if it was going to wash it, but it rained last night, so it kind of cleaned off the dust. But yeah, no scratches, dings, or nothing. So that's it. Oh, I didn't put a screwdriver in. Just get a little Phillips screwdriver if you ever have to take a tire off. They're brand new, so they're going to last you years, but just in case you run over something and slice a tire, just need a little Phillips screwdriver. Take them, pull that off to get at the lug nuts to change the tire. And like I said in the last video, I put a spare in there, but I don't have any extra lug wrenches or jacks or anything. You can pick them up at O'Reilly's or AutoZone. Little mini floor jack type thing. That's best bet. Okay, well, I guess that's it. I'll come back when I'll show it being loaded. Well guys, July 4th. Okay, carrier's here for the Camaro. Now, I know it's kind of dark. Here's a Camaro. Now, he just showed up. I'm not seeing much through the viewfinder, but I'm sure you can see a little bit. I shined some headlights out here. He's got 7 cars. It's an 8-car hauler. 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. And he's going to put the Camaro at the very front on the bottom. But in order to do that, he's got to unload all 7 cars. He unloaded 2 here. You can unload 5 more, then pull the Camaro, and then load the other 7. So quite the ordeal. Yeah, I think he had to unload the 2 bottom ones, and then he's got to unload the 2 top ones, and then, man, you can't see too good over here, but it's going right here. And then that car is going to be up. Like I said, I don't think you can see very good, but anyway, this may take a while. Okay, I will be back when he drives the Camaro up in there. Okay. Okay guys, it's loaded up. I got a flashlight. Gotta load the top cars on there now. Man, he crams these cars in there. Anyway, he took a little video of it for make sure there's no scratches or dents or anything. So we're gonna load up this car here. And there's the carrier, Parmalex. Well, okay, I guess that's about it. Hopefully you can see it. He's still got a ways to go. He's got that car, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 more cars to load up. So okay, guess that's about it. Okay guys, here's Nikki. I have people asking about Nikki. Take her for a little walk. Okay, I'll just wrap up the video there. Just a bunch of stuff. The trucker there took away the Bumblebee. He's a Ukrainian guy. Been over here a couple of years right after the war started. He was fighting the Russians and got a concussion. Spent 6 months in the hospital. Anyway, he ended up coming over here, and that's his own truck and trailer he bought. Anyway, quite the story. Nice guy. Okay, since I recorded the tariff video at the beginning, Trump has announced that next few days, I think it's going to take effect August 9th, or I don't know, but it's going back to all these different high tariffs for all the countries, so expect prices to go up. And I'll just tell a quick story. Had one guy commented that I left the story hanging when I went and bought the 67 Camaro at that place, and was asking the guy about the 66 Impala. Well, he said I told half the story, then left it. So what happened? Come on, Nikki, come on over here. So when I was about maybe about 15, maybe 14. My grandmother had bought a 66 Impala Super Sport. Yeah, grandmother buying a 66 Impala Super Sport. She bought it when it was 1 year old in 67. And so it was red, black vinyl top, black interior, buckets, console, 283 4-barrel automatic. Real nice car. And pretty low mileage. I think it only had like 60,000 miles on it. And she didn't drive it much. I mean, she drove it to, she didn't have to drive 100 miles to work every day and all that stuff. So, but it was her only car. And she worked. So anyway, I grew up in Canada. But I was in Ontario. She lived up near Bad Chad in Nova Scotia. It was pretty far away. And you know, I've seen the car a few times. We went and visited her and we drove around in it, and I used to write letters to her every week or something, and she would always talk about it. Yeah, even in the wintertime, I can just pump that gas pedal twice and it would fire right up first crank, and she'd always talk about how great a car it was. So anyway, she said I could have the car when I turned 16 and got my driver's license. Go on, Nikki. She always stops right here. So they have inspections, or they did, in Nova Scotia. Every year you would have to get an inspection on your car. Very detailed inspection. They would look for rust, and you couldn't have no rust holes on your car or anything like that. So one year before I turned 16, he brings it in for an inspection. And the guy there, I think he was just trying to get the car from her because he probably knew her. She would come in every year. And he had his eye on that car, I bet. And he says, oh, your car's got a rust hole in the rear frame. And it's unsafe to drive. Scared the shit out of her. And he says, but I'll do you a favor and I'll buy the car from you. So she got scared and sold the car to him. And then, of course, I got informed of it, and I was pissed. Because, you know, I've been telling my friends at school and stuff like that, that as soon as I turned 16, I was getting an Impala Super Sport. So, I never got the car. Now, I've had a few over that I bought but they weren't in very good shape. I mean, they were like the one at the place I bought the Camaro from. Just needed full restorations, and I never did do anything to them. You know, they're not worth as much as a Camaro or Chevelle or Nova. So, anyway, that was the story on the 66 Impala Super Sport. So, yeah, if I could find another one in good enough shape and a real Super Sport, you know, with the buckets, console, stuff like that, I'd probably go for it. But oh, come on, Nikki, one more lap. Let's go one more lap. So, yeah, she won't walk around by herself. She has to. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. Oh, the story was later on, he painted it blue. He'd take a factory red Impala Super Sport and paint it blue. What a... So the story I heard later on, I don't know how long later, that it was blue and his driveway was a big hill or something, and I don't know what happened. Fell out of gear. Or it rolled down this hill of a driveway right into a tree and totaled. So the car's gone. I mean, unless it was parted out or rebuilt, I don't know. But anyway, that was the story I heard sometime later. And then my grandmother, after that, she bought a K car, one of them Dodge, what was it, a Reliant or a Aries or something like that. And she would send me pictures of that, and it was like, what an ugly freaking car. You know, I like the pictures of the Impala and the stories on that, and she's trying to treat this K car like a good car. It's like, what a... So anyway, guys, I think that's it for the video. I didn't want to... figure this video was a little shorter than usual, so I didn't want to ramble too much. Or I had a chance to ramble a little bit, because I told that guy, I'll tell the story later when I got time. Because this current video I'm doing on the Camaro it's going to be really long. Doing that whole back end, you'll see that next. Putting on all the quarters and the tail panel and the trunk and the spoiler, and a lot of work. So that video will be next after this one. Okay, guys, well, until next time, subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, share, all that stuff, and we'll see y'all next video.